Hi guys, how's everybody doing? Hopefully you are doing well. um, I just wanted to say that I hope everyone had a good full moon in Sagittarius and lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. Regardless of whether you yourself are an actual Sagittarius. So this reading is a general reading for Sagittarius, but you could be watching and your sun, rising moon, or Venus isn't in Sagittarius, and you could still find things that may resonate for you in this message as well. So I always encourage people to get their own basic free birth chart online and find out their other placements and check out some of my other zodiac videos here on my channel or read your other horoscopes, to get a complete picture of everything that's going on for you, as we all have the 12 signs throughout our birth chart in different places. So anyway, with that being said too, I hope everyone, we started the Mercury retrograde and Saturn retrograde, towards the end of May there. So hopefully everyone is doing okay so far with that, right? Retrogrades aren't all bad. A lot of times it just has us go over things that we need to to look over or get over. I don't know why I was going to say that, but yeah, sometimes you get trying to get over stuff too. So anyway, with that being said, we're going to get into your reading here in just a moment, Sagittarius. I've shuffled and pulled all of your cards here, including your oracle cards that we will go over at the very end too. But yeah, I wanted to say that if you're not watching this live and you want to look at a picture of all the cards that I've pulled for you here today, I'll be posting it at the end of my reading on my Facebook page. So if you want to see that, you can just click in the description box below and follow the instructions there to see the photo if you want to. I'm a visual person, so I like to have it there too as another way to mark the reading as well. But you don't have to, of course. What else was I going to say? Oh yes, if you've already subscribed, thank you so much. And if you want to and you like this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. It does help my channel. And if you want to subscribe, it is free. All you have to do is click on the bell icon on the bottom right. Just make sure it's blue and active, and you can select whether you want just Sagittarius readings or if you want all readings, and it just notifies you when I put out readings. And then the last thing I want to say too is that whenever you see this message, it is meant for you, since time is fluid and relative. So for example, it could resonate 6 months in the past or 6 months in the future. It could be 6 months, 6 days, 6 weeks, 6 hours, 6 minutes. Okay, I mean, hopefully you get what I'm trying to say there. So always keep that in mind as well. But let's go ahead and start your reading here. So I'm going to do a little sound bell for some grounding and general healing. So if you want to, you can take a deep breath in and out whenever you want, or you can just listen to. All right. Okay, Sagittarius. All right. Hopefully everyone is having a good day or night when you tune in, wherever you are in the world. And if you're new, welcome. And if you're coming back, welcome back, of course. So we're going to get into just what my card placement that I've been doing since I started my channel here. I might change it in the future, but this is what it is for right now. So I always start with the first main 6 cards. We go through that first, then we do your confirmation cards that are on the outside and what was on the top and the bottom of each deck. And then at the very end, I do some oracle cards. Okay, so let me just set my timer here. There we go. All right. So Sagittarius, you have King of Staves or King of Wands in reverse, the Death card in reverse, Prince of Sacred Circles or Prince of Pentacles upright, Princess of Staves or Princess of Wands upright, Three of Staves or Three of Wands upright, and Five of Cups in reverse. Okay. And I also wanted to say that this is energy in this first row starting around June 1st. Can be a little bit before, a little bit after. It's not exact, okay? And going through that first weekend of June here. And in the second row is kind of the same thing, the second week and weekend of June till about the 15th or so. Okay. Sorry, let me just check this. Okay, make sure it's not too loud there. All right. So yeah, Sagittarius, when we talk about your first card, this could be energy from the recent past or energy that's still kind of lingering around. And I always remind people too that if this isn't your energy, Sagittarius, it could be the person or people you're dealing with, your general environment or situation. But when you start off here with the King of Staves in the reverse position, this talks about there could be some energy where you're not feeling your power in some way. You're not feeling a lot of courage or even passion or creativity for something. Sorry, Cleo, no. Shh, guys, come on, go sit down. Go, you. Sorry, you. All right. Sorry about that. It's my dogs, guys. Sometimes they make noise. Anyway, hopefully they'll chill out now. So yes, we were on the King of Staves or King of Wands in reverse here. So yeah, there could be a feeling of you're not all the way in your power, Sagittarius. Again, if it's not you, it's the other person or your general environment, you're not feeling super courageous or creative about something or passionate about something. Could also be that you feel there could have something to do with your self-esteem or not self-esteem for everybody, but more well, that you feel like there's something you're still missing. You don't have all the tools or experience that you want, or you're having a harder time portraying that if you do have those things. So it will differ for a lot of you since it is a general reading. But let me show you the card here. Hopefully you can see it. Working with a new webcam and the lighting is a little different. Okay. But you see here the King in the reverse. The King stays in reverse when it's right side up. You see this beautiful, handsome Egyptian king here, right, with two lions, one on each side. Okay, and he's holding his symbols for I think it's either lower or higher Egypt, but they're like the two symbols across his chest. I can't remember what they are now. Anyway, it's just a small detail. So yeah, this is kind of the energy that you're starting off with here in your reading when it's in the reverse position, okay? And we'll get into in a minute kind of why this card has come up here, because this is actually where my spirit guides told me to talk about what was on the top and the bottom of your Llewellyn deck. This is the one that we'll do for the confirmation cards with the yellow border here. But I want to talk about your second card first, and then we'll go into that because they kind of go together here with the theme anyway. So your second card here is the Death card in the reverse position. Yeah. Seems like if I get too close, it's like too washed out. Okay, so the Death card, right, in the reverse position talks about resisting some type of change, Sagittarius. This could be you, it could be a person you're dealing with, a people or organization you're dealing with, or again, just your general environment or situation. Or it could be saying that it's not quite time for this new transformation or really big change that's going to happen for you, okay? And when it's right side up, you see this young kid playing with a skull, okay? And they're at the shoreline, and there's a figure in the background, you know, on this boat, which is supposed to be like the person that brings you across the ferry into the other world, right? And then really small at the top, I don't know if you can see, but there's an eagle. Sorry, not an eagle, it's an owl. It's an owl flying above, okay? And so that represents some type of wisdom, okay? So again, if you've seen me before, or other people, other tarot readers, I'm sure you're familiar with tarot, that you know that the Death card isn't anything to be scared of. It doesn't mean that someone is necessarily going to die. I would never tell you that, even if I did know that and we had a personal reading, I would never tell you that. Okay. So death just represents change, transformation, right? So something old has to die for something new to be reborn, right? So let's say you buy some new clothes or something, you can't put them in your closet if your closet is completely full of all these old clothes, okay, that you don't wear anymore or that you've outgrown or whatever. So you kind of have to like get rid of those clothes to put the new clothes in, okay? So that's kind of one way to look at it. But yeah, there is a little bit of resistance here, whether it's you or another person or the general situation, or it's just not time for the full change or new beginning or transformation or growth here. And when it's paired together with this King of Staves, sorry, or King of Wands in the reverse position here, Sagittarius, it's just really kind of confirming this energy that maybe you don't feel like you have, you're not in your normal power to portray that you have the knowledge and the tools. Maybe you really don't feel like you have those things yet, or you don't feel all the way passionate or courageous to move forward with this new change. Okay, so now we're going to talk about what was on the top and the bottom of the Llewellyn deck. Okay, so it's the one with the yellow borders here. So you have 5 of Cups, okay, right side up, and then you have 8 of Pentacles in reverse. And when we talk about what was in the top and the bottom of each deck, this is energy from the past that could still be lingering around recent past. That's why certain cards are still coming up in your reading here. Okay, so with what was on the top here, the 5 of Cups, when it's right side up, is an energy of only focusing on the negative, right? He's looking at the cups of wine that have spilled over. There's 3 that have fallen over, okay? But he doesn't want to look at that there's still positive things. There's still 2 cups behind him, okay? And so it's like crying over spilled milk or spilled wine in this, depiction of this card, okay? There's also a bridge in the background that could easily get him over the river that's blocking him to the castle or house in the foreground. Okay, I mean in the background, okay? So it's saying that there could still be helpful people or energy around you, but in the recent past, either you or the other person was only focusing on the things that were going wrong, okay? And that could be why, together with this King of Staves in reverse and the Death card in reverse, you were having a hard time moving forward or projecting a certain amount of confidence or faith in yourself or others or your knowledge to do something, to get a job done or whatever it may be, okay, because of this past philosophy or way of looking at something was because you were only focusing on what had gone wrong, okay? And it was also blocking you from starting this change, from going across the bridge there into the new rebirth of something, okay, this new start of something. And then also here with the 8 of Pentacles in the reverse position, this talks about in the recent past, there was something in regards to either your work ethic, okay, looking at yourself in an honest way about, am I working too hard? Am I not working hard enough? Okay, or someone's evaluation of your work was not truthful, or they didn't see you in the right way, or you didn't see yourself in the right way. Okay, only you can answer that, of course, right? If this pertains to you. But if it's another person, they could kind of say why they're maybe only focusing on the negative because their hard work wasn't being recognized, okay, or acknowledged in some way as well. And that could also be another reason why they don't want to start something new yet or have this new change come in or bring new things in for growth, because they're like, why should I if the past stuff wasn't acknowledged, okay? All right. So moving forward, Sagittarius, you still have some really amazing cards here. So don't be like, oh man, this reading is starting off horrible. No, it starts off the way it starts off. I don't pick the cards. Spirit does that, and I always confirm everything and shuffle and cut the cards several times. So, if it's not your story, like I always say, it could only be part of your story. Like always look at what's in the rest of your birth chart and check your other zodiac's signs in your placements and see what the full picture is for you, okay? But anyway, going forward here, Sagittarius, your third card is the Prince of Sacred Circles, or Prince of Pentacles upright, okay? And this is an energy of some type of communication coming in for you, or you're going to give a communication to somebody, or it's a communication from the universe, okay? And this could be happening more towards the middle or end of the first week of June, or even the first weekend, since it's in the first row here, okay? Where you see this Native American man here depicted, and he's holding the peace pipe, right? So they smoke that for communication, for peace. And, you know, when it's also in this deck, it's sacred circles, but in other decks, it would be the pentacles, right? So this could be, you know, a medium-sized offer coming in from the universe. If it's not a communication for you, from you or another person, it could be coming from the universe or employer or whatever, however you want to look at it. You know, giving you this new opportunity for some new form of abundance, right? Because pentacles represent abundance. Abundance can be more than just money. It can be good health. It can be starting your own business, more time with friends or family, all of the above, whatever you want to manifest in your world, okay? But this is a really positive card. It has forward momentum, okay? And so this is really nice energy to see for you here, Sagittarius, especially after the first two cards being, you know, a little like resistant about something. This could also be saying for you, Sagittarius, that what moves you out of this kind of stagnant energy of the first two cards in your reading could be this communication that you decide you're going to give, or it comes in for you, or comes in from the universe in general. Okay, so it starts moving you forward. So that's really nice to see here. Okay, now your fourth card here, Sagittarius, is the Princess of Staves, or Princess of Wands upright. Okay, and you see here, oh, let's see if the lighting will. There you go. Okay. You see this beautiful Egyptian princess here, right, with the pyramids in the background. She's got the doggy next to her, okay, and all of her beautiful dress and her decorations, or whatever you call all these things, right? I don't know what the thing is on top of her head, but she looks awesome, right? So she has this type of silent, quiet confidence to her, right? She's in the middle of her journey. So she's not a little girl and she's not a queen yet, but she's a princess. So she's on her way, okay? The dog represents loyalty here, okay? So this could be saying for some of you guys that you'll be in this energy more towards the second week of June here, where if this is like regarding work stuff, you could be not entry level, you could be the next stage up, right? So you could be a manager or whatever. It depends on your position or your field, like what they call the different things, okay? But she's not the CEO yet, okay? But she's on her way, okay? But this also talks about another type of communication as well coming in for you, or just forward momentum, positive energy. Again, regaining your confidence back from, if you look at it, right, the Princess of Staves is actually right underneath the King of Staves, okay? So you would say that's like her father, right, since he's the king and she's the princess, okay? So it can really see that, like, that power or authority in yourself, or having support from others, or having confidence in yourself also, and having that courage and passion and creativity. You're going to be getting that back towards the second week here, okay? So that's also really nice news. And with the dog there too, could be saying that there are people around you that could really be helping you at this time, that are really loyal to you. And it could also be saying that if people treat you right and treat you well, right, that you'll be loyal to them. But it's, you know, always like a give and take energy as well. Okay. Sorry. Hermes. Stop. Okay. Anyway, guys, sorry about that. And let's move forward to your fifth card. So your fifth card is another staves card or wands card. This is the Three of Staves or Three of Wands in the upright position. This talks about some type of possible celebration going to be happening for you or reason to celebrate more towards the second week of June here, Sagittarius. Um, it also talks about getting your emotions under control. Okay, it's saying that these two people here in the foreground, if you're watching this card and not listening, right, they just got off this boat and they're bringing some kind of present here that the slave guy, unfortunately, is carrying, right? But that's what they had back then. They had slaves in Egypt too. But anyway, we don't justify any of that. We're just saying that's how it's shown, okay? But so anyway, they've gotten off the ship. They've gotten off this boat from the Nile River, and this woman is looking upwards. If you can see her posture, and she's almost like, okay, let's say there's somebody up there that's already like started the party, okay? But it talks about in the recent past, you could have been doing some people watching. You weren't quite ready to rejoin the party or the crowd, okay? But after you've, gained some things, gained some knowledge about how other people go about their past and how it might relate to you or not relate to you, or how there's similarities and differences, and so you took that as like some sort of learning experience. You're now ready to like rejoin the party and celebrate with people that you trust, okay? And there could be even a gift for you, or you're going to give a gift to somebody, but it's really just nice energy of kind of rejoining some type of activity or celebration here, okay? And again, that could be happening more towards the middle of the second week or even the second weekend. Now, your last card here, which is so beautiful because you only have one repeating card in this reading, but when it comes out, it's really Spirit's way of confirming the message twice, right? Okay, so in most tarot decks, there's 72 cards, okay? So 1 in 72 chances of the card is going to come out. So when it comes out twice in 2 different decks, it's really a message to pay attention to. Anyway, with all that being said, before I show it to you, I forgot I was going to go over what was on the top and the bottom of your other deck here. So it's not wrong. It's still, the reading is going the way as it should here. But it kind of gives a little more insight into that. So anyway, I'll just tell you what it is, but I'll show you in a second side by side with the other card. So your last card here is the Five of Cups, okay? But this time it's in the reverse. In the recent past, it was upright, okay? And that's how you want to see that card. Yes, right on the bell there. So that definitely shows that you've been doing some work here, Sagittarius, and this is good, positive things happening. But real quick, before I go into the details of that, let me show you what was on the top and the bottom of your other deck here. This is the main 6 that we use. This is the Ancestral Path Tarot deck, okay? So what was on the bottom was the 9 of Sacred Circles in the reverse, and what was on top, I'm sorry, I said that backwards. What was on the top was 9 of Sacred Circles in reverse, or 9 of Pentacles in reverse, and what was on the bottom was 8 of Cups upright, okay? So hopefully you can see that. It seems like if I hold it right here, you can see it a little better. So the 9 of Sacred Circles or 9 of Pentacles in reverse talks about in the recent past, there was this energy, again, it's very similar energy to the King of Staves in the reverse, the card you started your reading off with, where you felt like you didn't have all the tools that you needed, you weren't feeling super abundant or confident, and your skill or focus or determination was off in some way. Okay, so in this card, when you see it in the right side up position, sorry guys, I'm going to kill my dog Hermes in a minute. Hermes, really? You see it in the right side up position. She has a falcon, okay? And so that represents the skill, determination, and focus. And then you see this elderly, like Native American woman with some drums, and she's burning some kind of sacred herb here, okay? So 9, right, is almost 10. Clearly she is of some type of age, right, an older woman. So she's put in a lot of hard work or experience in something. She has all these tools around her. She has a skill, determination, and focus that she needs to move forward. But it's also about taking the time to enjoy the little things in life, finding pleasure and enjoying life, not working all the time is another lesson of this card or energy of this card, okay? But when it's in reverse, it's saying in the recent past, again with the King of Staves, that you were possibly having a hard time enjoying all the things that you worked really hard for because you were only focusing on the negative, or your passion or creativity was off in some way, or your courage about something, all those things we talked about earlier. And then because of that, in the recent past, you decided to walk away from something, whether it was a good thing or a bad thing. You really needed time to go inward and find your own answers, your own understanding of a situation or person or whatever, okay, with the Eight of Cups here in the right side up position. So you see all the cups are upright, okay, so that's the emotions, right, your emotional contentment, emotional fulfillment. So like I said, they could be, good or bad, but none of them are spilled yet, so you could say that they're good, let's say, okay, even though you haven't chosen them per se. But then they're going to walk away. They're walking towards that like Stonehenge um, sculpture, um, whatever, Stonehenge depiction in the background. And that's the Eight of Cups has a very similar energy to the Hermit card, just taking a break from everything for a moment, even if there's good things going on, and just finding your own answers, finding your own understanding. So, with all that being said, the reason why I wanted to talk about that is because, like I was saying a little bit earlier, your last card, your only repeating card in this reading, is the Five of Cups in reverse. And in the recent past, it was upright. So in the recent past, you yourself, the person or people you're dealing with, organization, or your general environment or situation, was only focusing on the negative and wasn't focusing on the positive things and people, situations that were still around. But now here you are towards, the middle of June, to the second end of this to the second half of the to the end of the second weekend, right? So let's say like June 12th through the 15th or whatever, okay? It's not exact, okay? Towards the end of that weekend, okay, you could be coming into the energy where you're now like, I'm able to see that there's still people and situations around me that want to help me, that'll make things easier, that not everything is so bad, okay? So you can see that transition in these two cards here, and that is beautiful, Sagittarius. All right. Now, with all that being said, let's get into your confirmation cards here, since I know I'm a little over on time, but that's okay because the message is the most important. So let's get into your confirmation cards. Your first confirmation card is Strength card upright. Your second is the Tower in reverse, and your last one is the Knight of Swords upright. Okay. So the Strength card, this is energy from the recent past, okay? Talking about, again, that passion, that courage, excuse me, that ability to carry a lot of weight on your shoulders, heavy weight, whether it's physical, like actual like, physical stuff you're doing, or just more of the mental, emotional, or all of it, right? But it is for momentum, charging forward here. You see this guy on the horse, okay? And he's moving forward, and there's this wild boar in the water as well. And it's also being in control of your emotions in the recent past. So we know that you had this strength from the recent past, Sagittarius. And we know that you're going to get it again because it's confirming the King of Staves in reverse, the first card we started with, and the Princess of Staves right side up, which was your fourth card here, okay? So this is just kind of saying, you might have started the beginning of the reading off with not all of your strength there, but then you're going to get it back, okay? And you are going to move forward. And you had this in the past, you're going to have it again. It's almost like muscle memory, right? Like if you were an athlete or a dancer, or you knew how to do some kind of skill that was like physical, like even though you're haven't been doing it for a while or something, your body, has that muscle memory to kind of get back into it again. I feel like it's the same thing with the Strength card, where even though you might not feel all the way strong at the beginning of this reading, towards the end, you're like, oh, wait, I've done this before. I can do this again. I know I'm strong as shit, like whatever. Okay, so moving forward. Now, with this second confirmation card, is the Tower in reverse, and it's confirming the Death card in reverse and the Three of Staves or Three of Wands upright. Okay, so yeah, the Death card and the Tower card in reverse, they're kind of like the same thing, okay, resisting some type of dramatic change, okay, from the recent past that's still currently lingering around the first and second week a little bit too, okay. Resisting some type of enlightenment, right? So when the Tower card is right side up, it's the lightning striking the top of your head, the top of your crown chakra there, okay? And having some type of spiritual download, aha moment, I finally get it, even though it may not be pretty, the dramatic change that comes in, whether it's big or small. Your emotions might be all over the place until you get to that moment where you say, I finally understand, I finally get it. I have more information, new information. I'm more enlightened about this situation or this person or whatever it may be, okay? And that when that comes in, okay, that will just change everything for you, and it will hopefully reverse the Death card as well to right side up. So where you can start getting rid of something old and making room for something new. And when the Tower in reverse is also confirming the Three of Staves upright, like I was saying before with this couple of these two people here, they got off the ship off the Nile River and they're ready to go to this party. Okay, they weren't ready to go before because they could have been resisting this enlightenment. Okay, but then they went off on this ship by themselves and they were doing a lot of people watching and looking at the similarities and differences with themselves and others. And then once they finally understood their place, or they were ready to go back into circulation or whatever you want to call it, okay, then they can do that, and then they can bring gifts, or you'll be more open to receive gifts as well. All right. And your last confirmation card is the Knight of Swords upright. Okay. So you see this guy. He's gallivanting, right? He's happy on his horse, charging forward, right? Okay. He's very confident. He's a knight. He's not a king. Again, this is kind of like that middle journey thing we were talking about earlier with the princess. You could be, on your way upwards in a relationship, deeper levels of commitment or something, or within a work relationship, or deeper levels of a friendship or family member or something. But it does have a lot of forward momentum. It has a lot of energy of having mental clarity, right? Because he's holding the sword. The sword is upright. Okay, his emotions are balanced. Okay, he uses intellect and reason. And when this energy comes in for you, Sagittarius, towards the end of the second week here of June, and it's confirming the Prince of Sacred Circles upright, or Prince of Pentacles upright, and the Five of Cups upright. It's saying, yes, what we already know, that this communication that kind of gets you out of your funk with the first two cards there, whether you give it to someone or someone gives it to you, or it comes in general from the universe, giving you this medium size opportunity or medium size communication, okay, that you are now ready to move forward with that, okay, and you have more mental clarity, your mental is more balanced, okay, and so that's really beautiful, and it's going to make you a better communicator with whatever is going on here. And again, when you have that mental clarity, and it's also, this Knight of Swords is also confirming the Five of Cups in reverse, how we wanted that card, right? That's how you want to see that card. Then now yes, there's ups and downs in everything. There's ebb and flow of energy. There's a positive and negative. There's masculine and feminine, right? Nothing is inherently positive. Nothing is inherently negative or any of those things, okay? And so you're going to say there's things that went wrong in the past, but I'm not going to let that hold me back. And I'm going to move forward and think about the positive things that are still going on or the helpful people around me. And I'm just going to move with that and keep staying grounded in my mental clarity. So that is beautiful for you, Sagittarius. All right. So with that being said, if you're still around here, let's get into. I'm so sorry. Real quick, hold on. Okay, let's get into your oracle messages before you. So, your first one here is star bathing, and it says light body, crystal grid, transmission, and activation. And you see this woman lying down, and there's like some stars even coming up out of her body in the background in the space here. I'll show you. Okay, so this is the Rebecca Campbell deck. But this is basically saying there could be some activation going on within you during this time, Sagittarius. Hard time focusing. Okay, maybe like that. And so, you could look into like crystal grid healing. You can look into different ways of like how you might be having an activation or a transmission of energy. But I would definitely say that this goes with the Five of Cups in reverse energy, okay? Because when the Five of Cups before was upright, this energy is so heavy and is all like focusing on the negative and it's cloudy, right? But then towards the end of the reading, you got it in reverse. So now your body is light and it says light body, okay? And you having some activation about like being realistic about life, but not being bitter about life. Okay, if that kind of makes sense for you, and you'll have to figure out exactly what that means for you. Okay, but I will really quickly. Sorry, I didn't have a chance to do this before. This little companion book gives you like a just like sentence or two of like what to focus on when this card comes up for you. So I'll just tell you real quick in case you're interested. It might be something I already said. Who knows? Let's see. Okay. So this is the sun. This is the star bathing card, right? And it says, place this card on the portal of your heart and whisper the following. I open myself up to receiving the wisdom of the crystalline grid beneath me. May the stars and the earth inform and heal me, and as they do, may it heal the earth itself too. Okay. And so, yeah, again, if you want to look more into this, you can just look up the Rebecca Campbell star bathing card, and you can probably find more info on it online as well. Yes, and that's my cat talking. Okay, let's get to your second oracle card here. Your second oracle card is your love message, whether you're watching this reading for romantic reasons or not, right? There's different forms of love, self-love, platonic love, all of those things. So anyway, your card is, this could be the one. You've already met the romantic partner you seek. Okay, so come on, focus. Where are we at? Come on, camera. Okay, hopefully you can see it. But yeah, so if this relates to romantic stuff, then you've already possibly met the person that might be the best fit for you. If it's not for romantic reasons, right, you could be having a deeper level of a friendship with someone or with a family member or something like that, or work partnership. But it's just really like, trust the interactions of the people that are currently in your life, that they're there for a reason. That's kind of how I see this card, okay? Sorry, I got a new camera and I'm trying to figure out how to focus all the cards. But anyway, if you want to look at it later, you can. And your last oracle card here, Sagittarius, it's a shark card. Yeah, it just says, trust your instincts to discern the truth of a situation. So that's funny. I was just saying trust your instincts about the people that are currently in your life, okay? And this is saying trust your instincts as well about the truth of a situation, all right? So that may be a message for some of you guys during this time period, okay? So these are the messages that I have for you, Sagittarius. Always feel free to let me know if this resonated for you, or you just want to say hi or whatever. But yeah, I'm going to post a picture in a few minutes and have it on my Facebook page in case you want to check it out later. But I'm going to take a short break and then come back with Virgo in a little bit if you want to join me there. And if not, that's okay too. But hope you take care of yourself, and I'll see you guys a little bit later. All right, bye.